Oh yeah, Jerry's definitely back. Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, as you probably already read in the title description or the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about a very special pair of shoes. As if many of you guys haven't followed me for a while now, then you know that I'm a huge fan of everything relating to Fear of God and Jerry Lorenzo. Here before us, we have the very first offering, the first sneaker for that matter, from the house of Fear of God in collaboration with Adidas. And these are what are known as the Fear of God Adidas Forum Lo, fresh off of a very successful 2-year stint with Nike and ending with a little bit of drama. A little bit more on that will be linked down below. Jerry Lorenzo, through a press release, announced to the world that he was now partnering with Adidas, which is ultimately culminated in a 3-year wait up until the first time we're going to see a pair of sneakers releasing. For today's video, we're gonna be reviewing the sneakers, gonna go over them. We're gonna talk about estimated release date as well as retail pricing. You're gonna see these on toe. We're gonna talk about them in detail and break them down. And as always, we're gonna cover sizing and who this sneaker is ultimately going to be for. Now, with all that being said, if you do enjoy this style of content where I bring in early sneakers like this pair here, please communicate that to me by liking today's video and subscribing to the channel with notifications on. As many of you guys could probably estimate, getting these sneakers early is very difficult and can definitely be costly. So your feedback, engagement, and subscription would definitely make this worthwhile. Finally, I did want to pass the option over to you. Would you guys want to see a full styling video with this sneaker styled with a myriad of different outfits? I've done in the past with more hype sneakers. I do understand that Fear of God isn't exactly the household name that it was before, but if you guys want to see that video, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Now, as I've already mentioned, it's been about 3 years since Jerry Lorenzo's official press statement with regard to him joining Adidas back in December of 2020. There he was quoted saying, "Adidas and Fear of God share the same dream for the basketball future on and beyond the court, and we look forward to changing the face of the industry through a new model that will unfold before us in the coming years." This essentially let the world know that Adidas was going to take the forefront of high-end fashion, partnering with Jerry Lorenzo, and they went as far as to move their basketball headquarters from Portland, Oregon to here in Los Angeles, California. This is a very big deal, as this essentially communicates to us the amount of belief Adidas has in Jerry Lorenzo's vision. Today, we get to see that vision come into fruition and manifest itself in the form of the Adidas Forum Lo. Now, among the leaks that we have seen on the Fear of God Adidas Forum 86, we've seen my pair here, which is known as the talc colorway. We've seen a sesame colorway and a core black colorway, which was ultimately axed and deemed as just a sample, confirmed by Jerry Lorenzo himself. Now, there has been a ton of conflicting information relating to the official release date. Some publications have stated that they're releasing in fall. Meanwhile, others don't say that they release until 2024. Now, from what I'm hearing, I do believe they are going to release in mid-December at a retail price of $160. Now, bear in mind, none of this is officially confirmed, and the only way to actually know is to go ahead and follow Fear of God Athletics on Instagram. There they release all of their official information, and of course, on the man himself, Jerry Lorenzo. But yes, I do believe they're going to be releasing in mid-December at a retail price of $160. But let's go ahead and talk about the details that comprise this shoe, beginning with the upper. The upper's base layer is entirely made up of a super soft, buttery, premium feeling suede. I honestly didn't expect anything less from the team over at Fear of God, as Jerry Lorenzo's design language has really always been relating to quality and attention to detail. Over the base layer, you've got self fabric overlays that make up the 3 stripes as well as the eye stays. Overall, the upper is very minimalist in design. You've got very subtle stitching detailing, a debossed trifoil logo on the heel, premium hairy feeling laces and tongue, and of course the very familiar lace lock that we did see on the Fear of God Nikes, but this time you've got the 3 stripes on there. that same minimalist yet detailed design language works its way through the midsole and outsole, as we've got a TPU-like feeling material that comprises the midsole outsole. It's very light, very comfortable, and features very subtle detailing, beginning with the fact that the midsole does stretch over the upper slightly, which is actually a design language embraced by Jerry back during the OG Vans days. You've got a subtle blended Adidas hit on the side of the shoe with a Fear of God contrasting logo on the back, which is embossed in a black rubber. This is a portion of the shoe that really sticks out, which does kind of make sense, as it kind of makes this collab feel a little bit more special, that you don't just have any other Forum Lo, you've got Fear of God Forum Lo. But playing into that, very Fear of God-esque, you've got these beautiful hard lines on the medial portion of the sole. I think this is such a tastefully done detail. Many will probably just overlook this, but there are hard lines on the side of the shoe, look really nice, and add a bit more dramatic effect to this midsole. Now, on the topic of wearability, comfort, and sizing, I do suggest going true to size with your Adidas size in these shoes. For me personally, I take a size 9 in almost all sneakers. Jordan 1s, I'm an 8.5, but other sneakers, I am a 9. Here, these are a size 9, and they fit perfectly. Now, this is despite the fact that they have a pretty wide toe region. I do suggest taking your standard Adidas size, meaning your same size in Yeezys or Ultra Boost, and you should be good to go. Now, in terms of overall comfort, I do believe the sneaker's intended design was to go ahead and be worn casually. The shoes are comfortable overall. They're definitely very serviceable for anybody who's going to do something very mellow, very chill. With that being said, I wouldn't suggest this sneaker for somebody who's going to be like going to Disneyland or taking a lot of steps, if you will. Even though the sneaker is pretty light overall and the midsole is comprised of a TPU material, I don't see necessarily a ton of ruggedness for this shoe. In addition to that, the breathability isn't necessarily there, as the whole upper is predominantly comprised of a really nice suede with very little ventilation. I personally wear this sneaker on more just very casual occasions. Now, that's not to say they're not comfortable, because they certainly are, but I do believe this is more of like a lifestyle hanging out type of shoe. And that essentially wraps up my first thoughts on the Fear of God Adidas Forum 86 Lo. I have to say, I am very impressed with this first offering from the House of Fear of God and Adidas. And if this is the first offering, I'm very much looking forward to see how this thing continues to unravel, as this first one here is a beautiful masterpiece, if I don't say so myself. Jerry definitely did the Forum Lo a ton of justice, but I want to hear what you guys have to say down below about this first offering from the team. Definitely curious what the community has to say in the comment section down below. As I mentioned, if you did enjoy today's video, please communicate that to me by liking today's video and subscribing to the channel with notifications on. That's going to be the best way to let me know to keep the early sneakers coming in and that these investments are worth it. With that, guys, I want to thank you so much for the continued support. It really is such a privilege of mine to get to serve you through making content, and I will never take it for granted. And until next upload, peace and be blessed.